Far beyond the familiar stars, in the deep reaches of the Zephora galaxy, a mysterious group of ancient ships drifted silently near the glowing orbits of Epsilon Prime. These ships were enormous, but covered in dust and scars from centuries of neglect. They were part of what many called the Ancient Fleet, a name spoken with little respect by most in the galaxy. The Vrelk, the most advanced and powerful alien coalition in Zephora, saw the fleet as nothing more than forgotten junk, old, broken and useless. To them, the great ships were remnants of a time long past, a failed chapter in space history that had no place in the present. Yet, despite this dismissive attitude, the fleet had drawn attention. It was an enigma, something unexplained that floated silently in space, teasing anyone curious enough to explore it. When the humans arrived, the Vrelk's laughter echoed through the halls of their command centers. The humans, just recently accepted into the galactic community, had sent a team of archaeologists and engineers to investigate the fleet. These newcomers were known for their strange ways and limited technology, at least compared to the Vrelk's standards. The aliens did not believe humans could achieve anything meaningful with the old ships. Their jeers were loud and cruel. "Why waste time on wrecks?" they said. "Humans have no place meddling with ancient secrets beyond their reach." The Vrelk leaders held meetings filled with scoffs and jokes, confident that the humans would only embarrass themselves. They treated the human team like children playing with tools too complex for their small hands. On the surface, the humans seemed calm and patient. They landed their small ships near the fleet and began careful surveys. Unlike the Vrelk, they did not rush to judge what they saw. Instead, they observed every detail with curiosity and respect. Their scientists moved carefully along the hulls, touching panels and examining strange symbols carved long ago. They spoke quietly to each other, making notes and sharing discoveries. The aliens watched from afar, expecting to see failure. But beneath the quiet confidence of the humans was a slow-building excitement. The ships were old, yes, but they were not lifeless. Something was waiting beneath the layers of dust and silence. Days passed, and the Vrelk's laughter started to lose its strength. Whispers grew among their ranks. Strange readings came from the fleet, energy signals flickering faintly, systems responding to the human presence. The aliens tried to hide their concern, but the humans' steady progress was impossible to ignore. The archaeological team found hidden compartments sealed tight for centuries, revealing technology that looked far beyond anything currently known in the galaxy. And the humans did not panic or run away. Instead, they worked with careful hands to understand and unlock the secrets. The Vrelk could not believe what they were seeing. The ancient ships, which they thought were relics of a weak past, began to show signs of power. The humans were awakening something that no one else had dared to touch. It was as if the fleet was waiting for them, responding only to their presence. The alien leaders grew worried. What if the humans were not as weak and foolish as they had assumed? What if this fleet could change the balance of power in Zephora? At night, the humans gathered around their small camp on the barren moon close to the fleet. They shared stories of their ancestors, of a past hidden in myth and legend. Some believed their people had once sailed these very ships, long before the galaxy had split into the many races it had today. The ancient fleet was more than just machines. It was a link to their forgotten history. As the stars shimmered above, the humans prepared for the challenge ahead, knowing that the path would not be easy and that many eyes were watching them, both with doubt and fear. Meanwhile, the Vrelk sent spies closer, hoping to find a weakness, a mistake. They waited for the moment to strike or to claim the fleet for themselves. But the humans remained calm, focused, and determined. Their curiosity was stronger than any insult, and deep inside, both humans and aliens felt the stirrings of a great secret. The ancient fleet was not dead, and it might change everything. The laughter had stopped, replaced now by tense silence and growing suspense. What had the humans truly found, and what would happen when the ancient fleet fully awakened? Despite the cold judgment and open scorn from the Vrelk, The human crew pressed forward with a quiet determination that surprised even their own team. The ancient fleet, long dismissed as nothing but forgotten space debris, was starting to reveal its secrets. Secrets no one had expected, least of all the aliens who believed themselves superior. As the human engineers and scientists carefully probed the giant ships, their hands brushed over smooth, strange materials that seemed to hum faintly beneath their touch. The power cores hidden deep within the hulls were unlike anything recorded in current galactic databases, massive energy sources that pulsed with a slow, steady rhythm, waiting for a spark to awaken them. Using a mix of their own technology and ingenuity, the humans began to reconnect circuits and realign components that had been untouched for centuries. Unlike the aliens, who relied mostly on raw power and brute strength in technology, humans approached each discovery like a puzzle, patiently testing theories and adjusting small details with precise care. Slowly, systems that had been silent for ages flickered to life. Lights blinked on control panels, energy shields hummed quietly, and communication arrays sent out faint signals into the void. It was as if the fleet itself was breathing again, stirring from a long slumber. The humans found data stores filled with complex symbols and images that seemed strangely familiar, even though no one could yet decode their full meaning. The teams, linguists and historians worked tirelessly to compare these ancient scripts to human languages and myths, uncovering hints that pointed to a startling possibility. These ships were not built by some forgotten alien race, but by the distant ancestors of humanity itself. This revelation sent ripples through the team and beyond, shaking the foundation of everything they thought they knew about their origins. How could humans be linked to such advanced technology, lost in time and space? What had happened to the builders of the fleet? The questions were endless, but with each new discovery, the humans grew more confident that they were touching their own forgotten past. While the Vrelk watched with growing unease, the humans moved deeper into the labyrinth of the ships, unlocking hidden compartments filled with advanced machines and tools that blended technology with what seemed like organic design. These designs showed an understanding of physics and energy that was far beyond current galactic science, hinting at a time when human knowledge had reached heights now thought impossible. At times, the crew experienced strange phenomena, unexplained. Lights dancing along the corridors, soft sounds echoing in empty chambers, and sudden surges of energy that left them breathless. These signs made some uneasy, but the humans pressed on, driven by a mixture of scientific curiosity and a deep, almost instinctive connection to the fleet. It was as if the ships recognized them, responding to their presence in a way no alien had ever managed. In quiet moments, the team speculated about the fleet's purpose. Were these warships designed to protect humanity in some ancient conflict, or were they vessels of exploration, built to carry humans to the farthest reaches of the galaxy? The answers lay hidden, locked behind layers of forgotten technology and time. Meanwhile, the Vrelk leadership grew restless. Their dismissive attitude was fading, replaced by cautious respect mixed with fear. Rumors began to spread within the coalition about the power the humans might soon wield if they fully restored the fleet. Some feared a shift in the balance of power that could threaten their dominance. As the ancient ships slowly came back to life, the humans realized that their mission was no longer just about discovery. It was about reclaiming a legacy, proving to themselves and the galaxy that they belonged among the stars as more than newcomers or primitive beings. They were heirs to a forgotten empire of knowledge and strength, waiting to be reborn. The mystery of the ancient fleet deepened, but the human spirit burned brighter than ever. The fleet was waking up, and with it, the past was about to change the future forever. The galaxy watched silently, caught in suspense, as the humans took their first real steps into a destiny that was both old and new. A destiny that could not be ignored. What lay ahead was unknown, but one thing was clear. The story of humanity was far from over, and the ancient fleet held the key to a future that no one could yet imagine. As the humans continued to unlock the secrets of the ancient fleet, the Vrelk's initial amusement and dismissive laughter slowly transformed into growing unease and suspicion. The once confident alien leaders watched from their distant command centers as more ships in the derelict fleet powered up, their systems responding not just to human presence, but to human skill and creativity. It was clear that the humans were not just awakening these vessels, they were mastering them. What startled the Vrelk most was the way humans blended the ancient technology with their own innovations. Unlike the aliens, who saw technology as static and unchanging once perfected, the humans were not afraid to tinker, upgrade, and improve. They integrated modern energy systems, new communication devices, and adaptive control software into the ships, creating hybrids that pulsed with power unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. This combination of old and new made the fleet more than just a relic. It became a living force ready to rise again. The Vrelk Council held urgent meetings, debating the possible outcomes. Some argued that the humans were a threat, a wild card that could destabilize the balance of power in Zephora and beyond. Others saw opportunity, suggesting that humanity's discovery could bring new knowledge and strength to the coalition if handled wisely. But none could deny that the humans' success challenged long-held beliefs about their place in the galaxy. Political tensions rose sharply, with member species questioning whether they could trust humanity, or if these newcomers were hiding dangerous secrets about the ancient builders. Secrets that might give them an edge in future conflicts. Whispers spread through diplomatic halls, and spies were sent to observe the humans more closely. The Vrelk began to question the history they had accepted for so long. How could the humans connect so deeply with this fleet? What had the ancient builders truly been? Meanwhile, the humans remained focused but aware of the watchful eyes and shifting attitudes around them. They felt the pressure but refused to back down. Every new system they activated, every upgrade they completed, was a statement, a proof of their determination and capability. The fleet was no longer just a puzzle to solve. It was a symbol of a past that humans were reclaiming and a future they were ready to shape. As tensions rose, so did the stakes. The ancient fleet's awakening was no longer just a scientific breakthrough. It was a turning point that would ripple through every corner of the galaxy. The Vrelk faced a choice: to fight the change or embrace it, while the humans prepared to prove that their spirit and ingenuity could rewrite the story of power and survival among the stars. Suspense hung heavy over Zephora, as old alliances shifted and new dangers loomed, all watching the humans and the ancient fleet that might just be the key to everything. Tensions that had been quietly building finally exploded when a rogue faction within the Vrelk coalition decided to take matters into their own hands. They saw the ancient fleet not as a forgotten legacy to be studied, but as a powerful weapon to control and dominate the galaxy. Without warning, this faction launched a sudden, aggressive assault on the human base near the fleet, aiming to seize control of the awakened ships before the humans could fully unlock their potential. The humans, caught off guard but far from unprepared, quickly rallied to defend what they had reclaimed. It was not just a fight for ships or technology, it was a battle for honor, identity, and survival. The humans had no large armies or overwhelming numbers, but what they lacked in quantity, they made up for in adaptability and tactical skill. The commanders, experienced in unpredictable combat, used every advantage the ancient fleet offered, combining it with their own innovations and quick thinking. The ship's hidden weapons systems, once dormant, roared back to life under human command. Energy shields shimmered in brilliant waves, deflecting volleys of alien fire, while advanced propulsion systems allowed swift, unexpected maneuvers in space. The humans used the fleet's ancient designs in ways the Vrelk had never imagined, striking with precision and retreating before the enemy could respond. It became clear that the humans understood the fleet not just as machines, but as allies in battle, their spirits intertwined with those who had built them long ago. The fighting was fierce and relentless. Explosions lit up the void as ancient cannons and modern weapons clashed in a deadly dance. The rogue Vrelk ships had expected an easy victory, but the humans' determination surprised them. Time and again, human pilots exploited weaknesses in the enemy formations, turning desperation into opportunity. Throughout the chaos, the humans showed a calm and focus that grew stronger with each engagement, inspiring their crew and unsettling their foes. In the midst of battle, a turning point came when the human fleet's flagship, an enormous vessel glowing with newly restored energy, unleashed a powerful wave of energy that disabled several enemy ships simultaneously. This unexpected move shifted momentum, breaking the rogue faction's assault and forcing them to retreat. The victory was more than just a military success. It was a statement to the entire galaxy. The once mocked humans, underestimated and laughed at, had proven they could not only wield the ancient fleet's power, but defend it against the greatest threats. News of the battle spread quickly through Zephora and beyond, changing how every race viewed humanity. Respect, once distant and grudging, began to replace scorn. Fear followed close behind, as many wondered what humans might do next with the fleet now under their control. For the humans, the battle was also deeply personal. It confirmed their connection to the ancient builders and showed that their future was tied to this forgotten past. The crew, exhausted but proud, gathered to honor those who fought and to prepare for the challenges still ahead. They knew this victory was only the beginning. The galaxy was watching, and the humans had taken their first true step from being outsiders to becoming a powerful force. The battle for respect was won, but the fight for survival and discovery was far from over. With the ancient fleet alive and under human command, the course of history was about to change, and every star in the sky would soon remember the day. The humans rose from laughter to legend. With the ancient fleet restored to its former glory, and the humans standing proudly as its rightful commanders, the galaxy began to shift in ways no one had expected. The battle had been won, but more important was the new place humanity had carved out in the vast expanse of Zephora. No longer were humans seen as weak newcomers or subjects of mockery. They had become a symbol of hope, resilience, and unexpected strength. The alien coalition, once divided and distrustful, found itself humbled by the humans' achievements and intrigued by the mysteries the fleet held. Leaders across many species began opening channels of communication, seeking dialogue rather than conflict. The dusty halls of ancient councils echoed with talks of cooperation, and new alliances formed as curiosity overcame old prejudices. The humans, for their part, embraced this new role with humility and determination. They understood that their claim to the ancient fleet was not just about power, but about carrying forward a legacy that connected past and future. This legacy was a bridge between forgotten history and new horizons, a chance to explore the galaxy not as conquerors, but as seekers of knowledge and friendship. Exploration missions were planned with excitement, combining human ingenuity with the advanced technology of the fleet. New worlds awaited discovery, and the promise of uncovering more secrets from the ancient builders stirred the imagination of every crew member. Yet, even as progress flourished, the humans remained aware of the uncertainties ahead. The galaxy was vast and full of dangers. Old rivalries and unknown threats lingered beyond the stars. Still, the spirit of unity and adventure burned brightly. The ancient fleet, once lost to time and dismissed as relics, now sailed proudly once more, carrying with it the hopes of a species reborn. As the human crew prepared for new journeys, they often reflected on how far they had come, from being laughed at to leading a new era. Their heritage, mysterious and deep, was no longer a secret or a source of shame, but a foundation of pride. The final scenes saw the humans standing on the bridge of the flagship, looking out at the stars with determination and wonder. The fleet, alive and powerful, symbolized a new beginning not just for humanity, but for all those willing to join in the exploration of the unknown. Suspense lingered in the air, not from fear, but from the promise of what was to come. The story of the ancient fleet was far from over, and with humans at the helm, the galaxy could expect a future filled with discovery, challenge, and hope.